Mr. President, in recent days, the Biden administration has backed away from its original goal to reopen most schools within the first 100 days. This comes despite new Centers for Disease Control and Prevention research recommending that schools can safely reopen in-person instruction. Arkansas schools reopened their doors in August 2020. Currently, the Arkansas Department of Education reports that 67% of K through 12 are attending school in person full-time, almost 13% have a hybrid schedule, and 20% are entirely remote. Natural State Schools districts invested in cleaning supplies, barriers, retrofitted classrooms. Educators thought creatively and found solutions to these new problems. And although every school and community has different challenges, they moved ahead with the same goal: finding the best and the safest way to get and keep children and teachers in the classroom. I had the opportunity to visit several school districts last fall. I was so impressed with their daily efforts to keep their doors open, keep their staff healthy, and provide the learning that children desperately need. These heroes need our support. Over the course of this past year, Congress has delivered $113 billion and over $686 million to Arkansas to support education through the COVID-19 pandemic, including nearly $68 billion to help bring K through 12 students back into the classroom. That money is already hard at work. However, much of it remains to be spent. Parents can see that virtual learning simply isn't working. If you need more evidence of the unbalanced impact of 100% virtual learning, a study by the RAND Corporation in the fall of 2020 highlighted tremendous areas of concern. Researchers surveyed educators across the country and concluded that state and federal governments needed to prioritize making schools safe safe to attend. One particularly shocking result of the survey found that principals in America's highest poverty schools reported only 80% of their students had adequate internet access at home. When schools are virtual, we are knowingly failing 20% of those students without even getting to the question of how effective the instruction is or addressing the negative effects on students' social needs and development. This crisis in education also means families are falling behind. Women in particular are shouldering an incredible burden during this pandemic. In February 2020, women held the majority of non-farm payroll jobs. They outnumbered men in the workforce for the first time in American history. Today, the number of women in the workforce is at a 33-year low. Much of this is attributed to the outsized role women are playing in balancing their families' financial, educational, and caregiving needs. Of all the challenges we face through the COVID-19 pandemic, the mission of educating children continues to be one of the most critical and complex. It's been rewarding to see educators receive their much-needed COVID-19 vaccine. These heroes are essential to our recovery. Arkansas is setting the example. The natural state can be proud of the teachers, the administrators, and elected leaders who continue to find ways to keep schools open and provide critical services children deserve. It's time that students in other states have the same opportunities.